seriously, if you're like me and you're on a cruise that stops at St. Thomas and you want to get the best value for your entertainment dollar, the best bet might be swimming with the turtles on Water Island. It's really easy to do on your own. You don't need to book an excursion through the ship and pay 10 times more. So catching the water taxi is a very short walk from the pier to the right. Cost is just $15. $10 if you tell them you're a local. The quick ride to Water Island goes past a few large boats. Likely one of the boats you're going to pass is your cruise ship, so you get some cool video or pictures of that. The ferry leaves the pier every hour, and the return from Water Island leaves 50 minutes after the hour. Once you're on Water Island, you can swim like I do with a dozen turtles. We saw numerous Caribbean reef squid, pufferfish, parrotfish, sea centipedes, trumpet fish, trunkfish, needlefish, and hundreds of colorful fish that I have no idea what the name of is. So once you reach Water Island, you can walk up the hill, and you just walk right down the other side, and on the right hand side you'll see a beach called Honeymoon Beach. And if you don't even want to walk that hill, Tickles Restaurant, which is right there on Honeymoon Beach, they run a free open air taxi that gets you there in 2 minutes instead of the 5-minute walk. But there's a large roped off area, swimming area. That's where we found a dozen or more turtles that pretty much just ignore you. They swim around. There are a few snorkel excursions on the cruise ships that'll be just to the right of the roped off area. But really, I don't think those excursions have any advantage of you just taking the water taxi and walking to the beach and just taking off from the beach. And those excursions are going to set you back. I looked $130 to $160 a person. So if you got your own snorkel gear, it's $15, $10 if you tell them you're a local. The rocks on the right side of the swimming area there at Honeymoon Beach, when you're looking out at the beach, they have some great snorkeling for smaller fish and all sorts of stuff. Now, nobody can guarantee you're going to see a sea turtle while you're there, but the ones we saw, they were just hanging out, eating seagrass, and there were over a dozen, and I have no reason to think they wouldn't be there pretty much the whole year round. They were all sizes of sea turtles. The turtles tend to hang out in the deeper part of the swimming, roped off swimming area. It's maybe 100 feet from the beach where you get in the water. It's really simple. The water there is clear and it's about 5 to 10 feet deep. We saw lots of, turtles eating the seagrass, and about every 5 minutes or so they would come to the surface, and usually they take 2 or 3 breaths of air when they do it. It's awesome to see them swim up. They just ignore you, and you can get some really good close-ups and stuff. Typically, the ones I saw here, they had 2, I think they're called Remoras, which are the fish that kind of swim alongside them. They've got a suction on them, and sometimes they'll be suctioned to the bottom, sometimes to the top. It's interesting when they go down, when they're swimming up, they're on the bottom. They get the air, and the turtles go down, and by the time they get down, those fish swim to the top of them. So they pretty much hitch a ride. The turtle's the taxi for them, I guess. When you're done snorkeling with the turtles, there's a restaurant there. I think it's called Dingy's Restaurant. They got bar. It's a bar. They got food and drinks there. They're pretty reasonable. The beach for us, they were there, was not crowded at all. I mean, there might have been 30 people on the beach, and the beach is, probably a quarter mile, half mile long. And the day we were there, they actually had 4 cruise ships stopping in port, so no reason to think that wouldn't be the same way pretty much any time you go.